So your partner is your teammate, so treat your teammate with love and respect. I'm on your side. That's a simple statement that I had to repeat quite a few times early on in the marriage. You know, we'd have a disagreement about something, and it would become more combative, and I would remind her, I'm on your side. I mean, we're trying to, you know, work this out, you know, between the two of us. It's not about who's going to win here. You know, part of that was developing our way. You know, each of your families has a different way of doing things, and there would be disagreements about how we would do something, whose family we would visit for the holiday. I mean, she's from out of town, so that's a pretty big commitment to visit for Christmas Day. You just don't drive out for the afternoon. But we did a lot of discussion and adjusting to develop our way of doing things. You need to acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses when you're developing your own way. I mean, sometimes I'm better at something or she's better at something. And you want to really rely on where you have those strengths. You need to overcome selfishness, immaturity, hostility, and resentment. Leave those things behind. Listen without thinking about your rebuttal. That's a lot harder than you think. That's something I like to say, and it's even if you're listening, if you're thinking about your rebuttal, you're really not listening. You're just loading up ammunition. And not being heard can be very frustrating. Do your best to really understand your spouse's thoughts and feelings.
And recognize when you repeat bad patterns of behavior that stem from your family dynamics that you had while growing up, and work to modify them. Like Scott said, he had to remind me that he was on my side because I grew up in a very critical family, and I was constantly felt that I needed to justify every single thing, and felt that you know, that was just my regular pattern of behavior. I never realized that you know, how combative I was until he pointed it out. And you have to challenge each other to be better individuals. That's what you're there for. You're there to help each other get into heaven. So that's what you have to be, better individuals. You know, don't take your frustrations from work out on the other. You know, when they had nothing to do with the situation. Or creating the stress. And it's hard when, you know, he comes home from a stressful day and, you know, he tends to want to just dump like, you know, look at what all these idiots did at work, you know, and sometimes it's the same thing over and over, but it's like he needs to vent that and I need to listen to him. But it's also, he's had to learn to recognize that I'm not the bad person, you know, I'm not the one that created your stress, so don't, you know, take all your frustrations out on me, and I think that's helped him to be able to vent that so that he does calm down. Baby also helps too because he just laughs at everything. So. Starting a family has allowed us the opportunity to develop our own way of doing things. This is a picture of our dog Mycroft, by the way. He's on the left, and our neighbor's dog Samson, who they like to play a lot. You want to nurture your relationships as well as your individuality. We appreciated each other much more when we were together because we had to spend so much time apart. You know, you have to find the right balance. One of us prefers to do things together, you know, and at first it was almost too dependent on the other one for everything, you know, wanted to do everything together. While the other was used to doing things on their own, and still does. You know, it's just the way we are. Support each other's interests. You may not like what they're into, but support the fact that they have, you know, their own interests and their own hobbies. We've learned to nurture each relationship between, you know, the husband, wife, parent, child, individual, friends, family. They're all important. I mean, one of the things that I did for him this past January, I threw a surprise 40th birthday party for him. You know, that included friends, extended family, neighbors, and workers, and he was shocked.
Yeah, she really pulled it off. It was a gigantic surprise.
But we also had our own intimate dinner on his actual birthday, you know, with just the two of us. You know, no baby, no dog, you know, no friends. You know, it was just the two of us. So it's really important to have that balance of between friends and family and your spouse.
So just some of our personal insights here. Both partners need to contribute to the marriage to make it successful. Have realistic expectations about your relationship, your partner, and yourself. Give more than you expect to get back. Help build each other up and not tear the other down. Be present when you are together. Love and commitment is needed to get through the unpredictable life events. Have patience and understanding to put the needs of your spouse ahead of your own.
You also need to work together as a team, treat each other with respect. You know, life's a journey, life is a challenge within itself, and you have to look at your spouse as well. Who do I want on my team to get me through the rest of my life? Well, that's, what your spouse is for. So, make sure you keep that work, keep a good teamwork relationship. Remember to listen to understand, support each other's interests, be flexible. That spending time apart sometimes makes you appreciate the time you have together, especially after you have a child. It does make you appreciate the time, a few moments you have together. And remember to maintain a good sense of humor, because laughter releases tension and is a good therapy for you. And I just wanted to close with the fact that, we personally are speaking to you because we had our own pre-K experience, and we're sort of disappointed, that shock that this was supposed to get us through, the rest of our lives. And so that's one of the things that we wanted to share with you is these are things that we found in our marriage, and there's some repetition from the communication discussion and some of the points are repetitive. I think it's because they're true, and it's something, it's not easy. It is hard work. There are going to be hard times. And so we're hoping that we give you tips to continue on through your relationships, to get through these difficult times that, there's always, something that binds you two together. So we wish you the best of luck, and thank you.